final trending topic. What's more interesting, Oklahoma going with Caleb Williams or the way the story broke?
The way it broke. The way
Yeah, take it away,
broke.
Spencer.
Tell us.
Because it's not shocking that Caleb Williams is getting the starting job because Spencer Rattler's struggles have been the story of OU's entire season. He's a little bit speculative as a quarterback, cavalier, one might say, in the non-Virginia sense, in that he sees a window and tries to throw a couch through it. That sometimes happens. Caleb Williams is the more steady product there. He helped them win against Texas in the Red River rivalry. He's the obvious pick at this point if OU has any ambitions beyond just beating Texas. However, the way this story broke, it was reported by OU Daily, who saw Caleb Williams taking snaps with the first team. All right. By the way, this is the student newspaper of the University of Oklahoma. Great job, y'all. The kids are great. The kids are fine. They did this by reporting from a balcony. And then Lincoln Riley. Public building, right? For the team that is in a public university, right? They reported it. Lincoln Riley had a fit, shut off all media availability. And when this came out, and they were like, yeah, they were on like a balcony reporting it. All these, like, this veteran OU reporter who's been on the Sooner beat forever and has a newsletter was like, hey man, yeah, here's the balcony. We just sit up here all the time. It's totally cool.
Gosh. Yeah,
I love it.
How in the student newspaper they took great pains to point out that they were viewing from a public building and that OU had never created any concern or complaints about their viewing. And I was like, yeah, you have to write that because otherwise we assume that you were doing it to be sneaky when in fact they didn't know you were up there. They just had no idea that you were looking from up there until they figured. Yeah. So also, by the way, is there a better name than Spencer Rattler?
Yes, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Kool-Aid McKinstry, who plays for Alabama.
Oh,
look it up. It's on the roster list. Kool-Aid McKinstry.
With a K.
Yeah, with a K and a dash, or it's got the hyphen, so it's Kool-Aid.
Okay, that wins.
McKinstry.
But Spencer Rattler sounds like any number. Sounds like a tremendous quarterback. Sounds like a tremendous adult film star. Sounds like a tremendous bounty hunter. Sounds like a tremendous circus performer. Like, it's so versatile. I love the name. I do think that it's more interesting how this came out and the frustration that it caused to be viewing from a balcony of a public building. But also Caleb Williams, I'm interested in your take, Spencer, because I do feel like you're right. Obviously, he's a steadier presence, but we also get so fired up about the guy that comes in that we don't know as much about. Caleb Williams is like every backup quarterback in the NFL that hasn't already proved himself to be useless somewhere else. We get so fired up about how much better they would be. And it did seem like play calling changed when Caleb Williams came in. Is that sustainable? Or is it something that now they have to add more to the playbook? Now he looks a little bit less, steady and consistent. And now we redo this whole thing all over again.
First of all, Sarah, Geno Smith is absolutely going to shred. So
I know, right?
Right? Don't come at my Seahawks.
It was like when Marcus Mariota came in and we were like, oh, we all forgot he's the greatest.
And then like another game. Yeah. Spencer, I want to hear your thoughts on Caleb Williams, but just watching it myself, obviously the dual threat ability jumps out, and that's something that Lincoln Riley's worked with in the past. We were just talking about Jalen Hurts earlier. So I think that gives them a floor, don't you, in terms of their offense? That's kind of was missing. Like Spencer is what you combine Spencer and Rattler. Yeah, he was so high variance
together.
Yeah,
with himself.
It's like a couple name, of always first and last name. He was so high variance. He was so all over the place. And Williams, again, he's a bit of an unknown quantity. He's a complete unknown quantity. So I don't know if he can actually protect the football. But his rushing ability makes this offense so much more dynamic that I agree with you. It seems if Oklahoma does want to contend for the playoffs, as they should and can at this point, thanks to college football descending into total chaos last week, I feel like they got to ride the hot hand.
Well, and hot hand matters from a lot of different angles, too. We were just talking about Jalen Hurts, where, it feels like he's being managed and controlled, right? Sarah was like, okay, they should really let him loose in the passing game. is that what they can do? Is that what the personality of the team is? Are they capable of doing that? And does everyone around them have the confidence? We talk a lot about who they give a spark. That sounds like a cliche, and sometimes it is, but a lot of the time it just means we can relax. We feel a little more confident. The play caller feels like things are going to be open. The offensive line doesn't have to worry about them bailing out of a clean pocket. Everybody gets more relaxed, and you just get to get a fresh start, and there's more potential out there just in terms of not worrying about what the next play might be.
I think I agree with you. I think those are two different things. So I think there's the relaxation and the confidence that comes with feeling like the guy you got under center brings something. There's also that, again, that guy's got a spark. It feels different. To me, is mystery. It's the same as dating. It's not necessarily that they do really have a tremendous aura, that even if they sucked, they would still walk in with that aura. As soon as we find out they suck, suddenly we're like, oh, they don't have the spark anymore. No, it's the same exact guy. We just didn't know yet what they could do, because I was actually listening to a podcast that was entirely about this OU transfer, this Spencer versus Caleb. The way they talked about Caleb Williams was like, one of the leads from The Bachelor walked in and just dazzling good looks. What a stud. It just feels so different. And I just feel like a lot of times that's just mystery. That's just us applying to someone all the expectations we have for them if they're the absolute best version of what they could be. And we just haven't seen them not be that yet.
There is an important factor here too, by the way. All those numbers you saw, they came against Texas. All right?
Yes.
They came against Texas. That next game's going to be against TCU.
And a team
that's a much uglier game.
Plan for you. Team that didn't plan for you, a team that didn't game plan for you at all, didn't know you were going to be in there. That's very different. Also, I propose another tangent, because Mina Kimes was once a tremendous investigative reporter, and she was on the beat of exposing financial wrongdoings and such. And I'm curious if you have any stories or locations similar to a balcony of a public building where you did your sleuthing.
I would never reveal neither my sources nor my locations, but I will say this is less about when I was an investigative reporter, but just when I was a features writer for ESPN, profiling athletes. I had to go to extreme measures at times just to get access to them, because these days more than ever, professional athletes are so cloistered, and this kind of cuts to the Kyrie thing, right? Their teams, much like my team, they really protect them.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.